Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Yeah, baby. What's up? It is the KVJ After the Show Podcast. Podcast. That's
Podcast?
right. That's right. Podcast.
I would listen to that.
There you go, too.
I think yesterday was the podcast.
It was.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Here we go. It is Wednesday. Looking forward to Saturday, St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, y'all see, the luck of the Irish.
Yeah.
I think my accent's getting a little better. Oh, what a ready to drink, me Blarney.
Do you guys have a strategy on how you do? Because when I go drinking, I've gotten to a point in my life, when I was young Kev and I would drink, I would just rush out there and be like, drink it. And I'd just throw everything down my face. And I didn't have any kind of strategy. And, if I wound up pantsless passed out somewhere, I'm like, oh, well, so be it. Now I'm a lot more methodical in my age and wisdom. And I'm like, a good party needs to be thought out. I want to work through things because you do have to understand that within the day and added alcohol, your judgment disintegrates. And so, I try to be like, okay, how is Kev in this moment going to react? And how do I set myself up the best to conquer this day with fun, but yet not destroy the next?
You got to look at each party like a separate war, a battle.
Yeah.
So, I look at Blue Martini as a quick battle. So let's get this party going. We'll do some shots. We'll have some fun.
Yeah.
I'm only there for 2 hours. I'm out. I'm back.
You usually
in
run
my
in with
Uber.
you've roadied there. You've had a vodka, big pint old thing of vodka already down the hatch.
Yeah, I like to have a little roadie.
Okay.
But when you're talking about something like St. Patty's Day,
Yeah.
that is a long, drawn-out, long battle.
It is,
So
yeah.
you got to go into war with beer. You can't be doing vodka. You can't be doing shots. I think if you're going to be drinking all day, because this is what we do at Mardi Gras,
Yeah.
you go beer only.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are going to be drinking for 10 hours.
Yeah, and I think you guys know I've given up all alcohol except for beer. And I occasionally, I'll have a little bit of wine or whatever. But I hung up the hard booze because I
Hit my kids.
Yes.
No,
I do. I do beat them. But I drink too fast. I always have. And I just said it's something I couldn't conquer, with myself. And I just realized Kevin vodka, even though it's delicious and I like it. Remember, I started getting into the Jameson and ginger
Yeah,
and
that's
all
Denny's
those kind of
drink.
things. Yeah, I was
That
doing
stuff
all that
is
kind of
good,
stuff.
but you're right. You turn into a fucking vampire.
I was. And I'm a different kind of drunk. It's just almost like beer, I pretty much always know what's going on. Sometimes with that, you'd be like, oh, okay, well, I did that. I shouldn't have done that. And that was just like, all right.
But beer's fun.
Yeah. But the one thing I will tell you is with craft beer, it's got a little extra kick to it that if you were somebody that said, and I Bud Light, Miller Lite, those kind of things, Coronas, whatever, that was the kind of stuff. Yeah, when I was a drinker, and I used to be mainly beer anyway, but yeah, you could drink that. I could pretty much drink that all day long, and you'd still be okay. You'd be fun, having a good time, but you still had your faculties about you. But sometimes with the craft beer, you got to watch, especially when you go from brew to brew. You got to always. And first thing I stare, I was like, okay, what's the alcohol in this? Because I'm an ale guy. I've kind of figured out now, and I think everybody, the more you drink craft beer, you figure out what is true. I don't like the stouts and all that kind of stuff. Not even really a Pilsner, every now and then a lager, but I'm an ale guy. So I like the IPAs, the India Pale Ale, or like a blonde ale or something like that. That's all kind of like my family of stuff. But even within that, you'll get an 8 or 9% IPA and you're just having a good time and having a beer. Next thing you know, you're like, whoa, I am blasted.
Well, that's the great thing about these craft beer places, though. They take a lot of pride in their beer.
They do.
And so they have full descriptions on chalkboards about the beer and this and that, and it gives you the alcohol percentage. So if you're going to be doing like we're going to be doing on St. Patty's Day, make sure you're watching those percentages of each of those beers. I'm going to keep it around 5%.
Ain't no one going to listen to any of our advice. They're going to be out there fucking drinking. Oh, they're going to have 3 beers in. Oh, let me look at the percentage. Motherfuckers, it's going to be throwing caution to the wind.
And I will tell you, on top of that, I do the same strategy, Virginia, but there is a fallacy in that as well, that sometimes it's so damn delicious. And it's kind of like what people were doing with, oh, it's fat-free, so I'll just eat the whole bag. So that's kind of part of the problem with beer that I've started to realize. The same faulty mentality that you have when it comes to sugar-free and diet, what you think, all that kind of stuff, where you just have more. Same thing with low-alcohol beer. where I'll be going, that's only 5%, or I can have 8. So that still's kind of the thing, just to warn people, like, yeah, that stuff will still come up and get you. And for me, the strategy on Saturday, we start at Matthew's Brewery. And, man, I'm going to get there, and I'm going to want to – there's 4 beers already that I want to have. And we got, what, an hour? So you see what I'm saying?
Get a flight.
Well, I think that's what I got to do because –
Get a 5-ounce flight.
You're right. That's
5
exactly what it
each.
is.
Sit there, enjoy it.
Yeah. You're right, but this is the kind of stuff where I'm talking about now. I game plan, and thank you for that, because I would have run in there thinking, oh my gosh.
I can't do all 5.
But what I'm going to do, I'm going to have these 4 great beers, and I'm not going to drink the rest of the day. Or I'm not going to,
No.
Don't
do that.
Once you have the 4th, though, that's the problem. Once you have the 4th, you're like, you know what? I don't even have a buzz. I'm doing fine. You don't realize you're shit-faced. And then you're like, I'm going to keep drinking. That is still part of the problem. So even though I'm a very seasoned alcoholic, like it's still, there's a strategy. And I think you're right. Thank you for that. I didn't think about that. I'm going to go with the flight, and whatever beer from the flight I enjoy the most, I'll get 1 more of those, and that will be what I have.
2 biggest things, alcohol content and food in your tummy.
Yeah.
Don't try to do all these beers on an empty tummy. Don't be completely empty, because you will get buzzed so much faster.
You're right, yeah. And working in water does help, but it's hard because after a while I'm like going, I don't want to screw around with water.
No. Water is for pansies. I think
know.
we can all agree.
I would like to, but I never do.
When I see people like having a beer and a water and a beer and a water, I'm like, why are you watering down the delicious taste on your tongue?
Because some people have to stay hydrated, and I'm becoming one of those people where I have to mix in water during my drinking. If not, my hangover is wicked the next morning. Yeah, you have to do, especially when you get older, not to sound like an old fuck, but yeah, that's what happens, man.
You are an old vagina.
Sorry. I got the with only having 1 kidney, I get dehydrated extremely quick.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm always like, I always feel like I'm in a desert.
Yeah. Yeah, and I always try to. It was interesting. I was listening to a podcast that had Richard Branson on there, and he had talked about just kind of his philosophy of drinking. He said, look, I haven't always done it right, but I think he might have even gotten it from somebody, was don't steal tomorrow's joy for today. And that was kind of it, saying, the next day when you're hungover and you're so miserable, you completely have for 4 or 5 hours of a good time, or at least what you thought was a good time, you've completely wiped out 24. So they said the ratios aren't good. So write it so that you still enjoy that, but so you don't completely destroy tomorrow.
Richard Branson's a vagina too.
Yeah, but he's a rich vagina.
I'm just kidding.
A very rich vagina.
Is he the one that he's like
Virgin Airways?
But he's like rich rebel looking. He's got like the long hair. He's
Yes.
rich, but he's got an edge to him.
Yeah,
He's
he's a rich
hot.
rebel.
He's old, but he's still hot.
Yeah, no,
That's
he's
because of his money.
Oh.
That motherfucker worked somewhere else. You wouldn't think he's hot.
No, he's good looking. He was on
does
the
well, yeah.
Shark Tank the other
Right.
night.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah, he's actually a good looking older man.
He is. He is. The money doesn't hurt.
Money does not hurt, because you can keep it together really well with
Right.
Quaffing and creams.
His
and,
hair is coiffed.
Yes.
It is.
He
It is the definition
He
of
is
coiffed.
a coiffed man.
Yeah. So I was thinking, so Matthew's Brewery, like I said, fantastic beers there. So there's several, and I like that strategy if you want to do that. And if you're trying to keep pace with us, then yeah, the flight and the beer is good. But if you decide to stay there, $45, all you can drink all day, which that's fantastic. But just, watch yourself.
That is a great deal.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic deal. And honestly, like if we weren't bouncing around, I'd probably do that. Some of the St. Patty's Day places, and it depends. Like some bars, especially, like don't have a great craft beer selection. It depends upon where you go. And
Amen.
so you go someplace, and so that's a lot of times when we're doing a bar tour, like I'm, thinking of what we have. Thankfully for me, I'm happy because Brother Jimmy's has got like Dale's Pale Ale and Cigar City Highline and things like that on. So
They do.
I'm good. I'm taken care of. I like that.
I'm eating there. I'm going to
Yeah.
definitely eat there, because their food is just as good as their beer.
Yeah, and even at Pirates Well, I know that he's got Deuce South Caramel Cream Ale on
Okay.
tap. He's got Sweetwater 420, which is one of my
Okay.
favorites. So he's got some good crafts on tap. That's, to me, like I can't believe there are some bars still, and I know craft's still a small part of the game. But when I go into a bar and they just are still sticking with the Bud or Bud Light and the Miller Lights and the standards, and those are all fantastic beers.
Sure.
They're all really good, but it's like I like to see, just
Diversity.
show me that you've got a bunch of different stuff that's going on.
Well, you wouldn't have a bar and like have rum and vodka but no gin. It's just weird that you have, you're going to have people that love beer but don't love the basics. They want a little bit more of a elevated gourmet beer experience.
Give me it all.
Give them 2 or 3 choices.
Yes, if that is
something.
your thing. Yes, absolutely.
I totally agree with you. When you go to a place and they don't even have one good craft beer, you're like, they don't get it.
And you don't have to have, because look, I know. Hey, I mean, your Bud, your Bud Light, those are the giants, and that's the majority of your people want to drink those.
The big sellers.
Yeah. That's the majority of people, but I'm that weird dude.
We're the growing, rising number of people that with a refined palate.
Oh, well.
This is growing too. So if you don't start appreciating the refined palate, you are going to be a place that people just won't go.
Yeah, I talk to people, and it is kind of interesting because there are people that they just, a good buddy of mine, he is a Bud Light guy, and he always will be. That's his thing. And he's just like, he'll try craft. He's like, dude, I don't know what.
He doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Because he knows what he likes, and he sticks to it.
Absolutely.
And that's awesome.
Good for you, dude. That's what I tell him. Like, good for you, man. I think I'm a little bit maybe more of the weirdo because it is still, I think, only 11% of the whole beer thing.
But it's growing.
It is.
Every year.
Thank God. It's growing. A couple comments about some of the games we got going on here. Pop-Off, for instance. Shirley, this is an interesting title. Shirley from the Pizzle. She calls it Jason Riggy Pennington.
What?
Said, I've been listening to Suits play Pop-Off, and I'm pretty sure that Jason has learned Kevin's Riggy ways. When Virginia was playing Pop-Off, there were a number of actual contenders. Suits starts playing, and suddenly hardly anyone can even get one correct question. Who went on and on that they were going to bring the witch down? Jason. Whose best friend answers the phones and screens the players? Jason. Then the game gets changed, so Suits, Virginia, and Jason are playing. Now, let's be honest. Jason isn't going to take Suits down, yet he yells out answers, makes funny flubs, and derails Virginia. Then on the rare occasions when he gets one right, that takes a point away from Virginia. I see you, Jason. You learned it from Kevin. Love you guys. Jason, go buff yourself.
You got me.
Yeah.
Totally read the whole thing. I'm too transparent for the people.
Busted. Busted.
Riggy Pennington. This doesn't sound as fun.
It doesn't. Riggy Ralston's where
Riggy
it's at.
Ralston is made to be together.
Yeah.
Pussy Pennington. That's different.
Pussy Pennington.
That does work. That works great. Jesse's talking about the Battle of the Generations. She said, I'm listening to yesterday's show, and I'm so annoyed by this game, or the contestants, rather. I'm a millennial, 31 years old. I knew every single question for both the generations. And don't give Denny's too much grief about Hook, because I knew it immediately. No offense to them, but I think the contestants, for the most part in these games, are, as Jaybird would say, weak.
Yeah, honestly, I was just kind of razzing Denny's. I mean, I know a lot of people know Hook, and I know a lot of people know that. I mean, I got some real scathing emails from people that took that very personal. Please don't take that personal. We bust chops around these parts. Denny's is okay.
They want to actually hook you.
Oh yeah, you guys are fucking stupid, you idiot fucks. A little harsh.
I kind of agree with him. I do feel like an idiot fuck.
You are an idiot fuck.
Mm-hmm. Let me see here. Got this email from David in the Pizzle. Said, love the show. Wanted to throw an idea at you guys when you were talking about Ronda Rousey and her WWE career. I thought it might be interesting to have Panda Mags and Cannon do a wrestling podcast once a week, and maybe 30 minutes would be enough. Have Hulk Hogan as a guest even.
Just to come in and destroy shit.
Come in and kick the kids' asses.
So it'd be Max, Panda, and Cannon, and then an occasional Hulk Hogan. Yeah. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
Cannon probably like it. They do on the sports station. They actually do, the guy I do the sports show with, he does a sports show like on Friday night or something like that, Flash and Dean.
Yes, they do, yeah.
Yeah, they do a wrestling show. I'm like, you have to be the only wrestling show on AM in America.
Not true, man. Dude, it's so popular. I'm not saying that they're crushing it in the billing department with, making money, but yeah, there's a lot of wrestling dorks, me being one of them, but that do wrestling stuff. And love the podcasting, and it's all about wrestling stuff, and it's even some of it's on the air.
Oh, okay, yeah. They talked about having Cannon in there, and I think he still watches it, but he seemed to cool down on the wrestling a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
I just bought him a shit ton of wrestling toys.
He still plays with the wrestling toys, but yeah, I mean, he was like every day watching it religiously, and I've seen him. I've kind of watched him like he's kind of cycled off of the wrestling and the Jake Paul a little bit.
Do you know if does he have wrestling zombies? Does that sound familiar to you?
No, I never heard of that.
I got like a Stone Cold Steve Austin zombie.
Oh, no way. That's
I
kind of
wasn't
funny.
sure if you'd like that or not.
Probably rev it back up. Yeah, I mean, he's still into it, but yeah, it hasn't been as
Mag's
intense.
into it still?
Not as much because Panda has fallen off. So I think Mags follows Panda's lead. She just wants to be with him, be near him, do what he's doing.
That's nice.
It's a stepdad, stepdaughter thing that she just loves Panda.
No, that's
so
cool.
if he's into it, she's gonna be into it.
Yeah.
Now he's been going to the gym. So she goes with
okay.
him to the gym and they go and do that workout thing together.
Oh, that's fun. What workout's he doing now?
He is back doing, I think, trying to get meaty and lose weight.
Okay.
So he wants to build muscle and lose fat. He's not happy with his midsection, but I mean,
Get in line, brother.
he's coming off of his birthday week. I mean, I made him a 6-layer cake.
Oh, good heavens! Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I gained weight on his birthday week too, so I get it.
he had pizza, he had chicken wings, like he had all his favorites. So
Yeah.
he's cutting out the Pepsi, which for him is big.
Okay.
And he's back on the testosterone again.
Yeah. Okay.
Trying to keep the attitude in check this time.
Okay.
I think we're gonna have good results because we're all communicating very well.
Okay. Good.
I try to eat. I really do. I try to eat better, especially during the week. But sometimes they've got specials where it's the universe saying, "Okay, you have to buy this right now." And I think in any store they've got the supersized big ass. I mean, it's the size of my hand. Oatmeal cream pies, and those fucking things go down so quick. And during 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock hour at night, that's when I want to eat them.
That is the
the
worst,
worst.
shit you can eat.
But that is when I fucking yearn. It's like it calls to me.
I look at an oatmeal cream pie from Little Debbie and I'm like,
Mm.
no, Little Debbie, I do not want anything to do with you. You don't even appetize me.
Oh, OCP, baby. I'm down with OCP.
I just don't get it. It's so gross.
Well, I don't get your fucking shrimp and your crab eggs and your, fucking snook assholes that you eat. So we all got our thing, all right?
You're not Little Debbie. Stop taking it so personal.
Yeah, no, it's the thing that I've realized is as you get older and you'll if you're not yet to 25 or to 30, it's every year it changes so much more drastically. And I'm always fascinated with what people are doing currently with their workout stuff. But yeah, I mean, I've changed mine a good little bit. I'm just trying to like keep some lean muscle on and doing a little bit of cardio. But I used to for 3 years when I had my trainer Kevin, he still trained suits. I mean, they were just punishing.
Intense cardio.
Like you were on the ground, like you were almost throwing up like the entire workout. And Tim McGraw, who was like the only person that I would look at and be like going, okay, his workout's actually harder than mine. I don't know if you heard, he collapsed on stage the other night.
Tim McGraw looks too skinny.
Yeah, and he finally has said, I'm going to back off of it. He's going to stop doing it and I was reading something like over the age of 40, which I'm 44, they say you can't do those punishing workouts anymore. In fact, it actually has a worse effect on your body than it does positive.
I don't believe Faith Hill for 1 minute when she said he was dehydrated. I think Tim McGraw needs a sandwich. Him and his wife both look like they have an eating disorder.
No, I mean,
They
Tim
do.
McGraw does not like an eating
If
disorder.
you watch that 60-minute special they did, they both look way too skinny.
Well, I think if you've seen his workout, and I've watched his workout because I'm interested to see what he
Yeesh.
does, he would have to eat probably 3,000 calories, even at his age.
He's not.
Yeah, probably not eating enough. I mean, but he is burning so much. Like, it's amazing what he's doing. He's, and I think that he's got an addictive personality. He used to drink, and he stopped drinking. And he put everything into that. So he's got that kind of obsessive personality.
Well, it does not look good on him.
Yeah.
I think a skinny man like that, he's putting all that work in the gym to look like a skinny heroin body man.
Yeah, right,
That is
yeah.
not sexy.
Yeah.
And that says something's wrong upstairs to me. I like the way you're doing it. Lean, muscular, trimming the fat, but still having some man about you.
Yeah.
No, I don't know a lot of women that want to be with some skinny guy.
Yeah.
I certainly don't want to be with a guy skinnier than me.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to work out that hard. That's crazy. Yeah, I was looking at this list of like things that you should changing your lifestyle before 40. Of course, quit smoking. That goes without a question. But
duh.
Yeah.
I can't believe people are still smoking.
Yeah. The other thing is stop pigging out. Portion control becomes more important as you get older.
You're right.
Can't believe people are still pigging out.
Yeah.
You should eat what is in the size of the palm of your hand, they say. And you should eat like several meals like that throughout the day.
Until they come up with a new article saying, oh, no, that's fake, too. Work out more. Work out harder after the age. It changes every 5 years.
I think they're going back to like, okay, what did like the cavemen do? Because they had it figured out.
They were scared. They were frightened. They were skinny because they ran from dinosaurs.
But they did interval training. They did small little meals, whatever they can get their hands on throughout the day.
They were
and they
frightened
spread it out.
Frightened by the sun. Or anything for that matter, because they didn't know what the fuck was happening.
I got sun, fire. Oh.
I like that. I'm going to try the caveman diet. Just run around all scared all the time.
I want to see you in Publix do that.
I said start exercising 30 to 45 minutes, and I chopped down my exercise time to just 45 minutes. One, because of schedule, and two, just like, okay, you can do it in 45 minutes. It's good enough. They say figure out how to manage your stress, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's the one thing I'm working on. I'm doing everything I can, trying to sleep. I got freaking oils going off at all times, trying to breathe and do all this stuff, and then I got people like knocking on my door, going, "Cat, we need an answer now. Cat, we need." Like,
it's so funny to half the stuff we're all stressed out about doesn't even matter.
I know. It's just a matter of
and more than half, by the way. Actually.
Oh, I know.
You're
it's
right.
That to me is my biggest, like, I can't figure it out. Like the whole stress game, and you're trying to, like, it's just for me, it's like I can't hide. Like, that's just it. I can't get away from it. And and that stresses you out.
When I get overly stressed out, I feel like I'm just not handling everything wrong. The one thing that helps me, I'll say, dude, is this going to matter when you're about to die? When you're on your deathbed and you're looking back on your life.
But that's a little bit more. That's kind of like worry, I think, what you're saying. Because for me, stress is
to-do list.
Well, it's like a salesperson's like, hey, they're like calling the ring, and they're standing at your door like, hey, we need an answer on this, and you're like going, I've got to be on air in 10 minutes, like, and I don't have.
Well, don't answer the salesperson. That's what I do.
Well, they're standing, like I said, trust me, it's an elaborate game of ducking.
That's even the stuff I'm talking about, though. I'm even talking about stuff like that. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter.
Well, you only have so much that you can put on your plate before you do get too stressed out and you just freak out.
I probably, and it's tougher, but it's like I have to where, because people want that. I always try to be like nice and be like, okay, let me take a chance to listen. Like I've had to almost kind of like, no, I can't right now. I've put my hand up and be like, look, I just can't because something's going to give. Like, and I've got to be on air. And I've got to be prepared. And I'm like, this can't happen right now.
You're taking my eye off the ball, and I got to go perform. I can't be thinking about what you're telling me right now because I need to think about my performance that happens in 5 minutes.
Right.
People don't get it. Unless they've been a performer, they really don't get it. And people don't care.
Yeah, no,
they don't. That's the other thing.
No.
They only care about their agenda. But this is why you need to care about your agenda.
Yeah, that's a tougher game. That's the thing I'm battling right now. Because you remember that story about Steve Harvey where somebody was kind of blasting him? And I was like, well, I'd like to hear a little bit more about that.
We saw Steve Harvey's side of it.
Yeah.
I kind of agreed with Steve.
Yeah.
Don't come into my room. Don't throw a bunch of shit at me as I'm trying to prepare to be an entertainer and get my head in that game.
Right, yeah.
People don't understand it unless they've been in it.
Yeah, and that's the struggle.
It can clank you.
Yeah. Right.
Especially if a salesperson comes in with something and it's a disagreement where they feel you should be doing one thing and you feel you should be doing something else. And now you're kind of fighting, not really fighting, but like arguing about your position with them and having to defend why you feel the way you do. And then now you've got to go be a performer. Like your head's not in the game.
That's the battle with stress that I have. Because I know a lot of people say, well, I unplug and I get away. And I'm like going, there's nowhere I can run. You don't have that luxury. Yeah, there's nowhere I can run.
You can't unplug. They're not letting you unplug. Right. I just worry about you.
I worry about me too, Virginia. Thank you. And on top of it, though, they say stop isolating yourselves. The other thing, it's easy to stay home and do nothing now that everyone has high-speed internet and a huge TV, but it can catch up to you. People who keep socializing tend to live longer.
No, you do a good balance on the weekend of taking some time to binge watch, and you enjoy that, and that is very healthy. If you run and run and run all week, and then you take a whole day to binge watch on Saturday, do not beat yourself up about it. You deserve that day to lay.
Heck no, that's why I drink so much. And I'm like, and I try to like go, hey, you deserve this. You needed a buzz. A lot of people love your glasses, Virginia. You had on a second ago.
I know.
A lot of people were commenting on that.
Well, the headphones are pushing them. See, the problem is my eyes. I'm giving my eyes a rest from the fake eyelashes.
Oh, okay.
And so I have the tiniest beadier than Kevin's eyes. And I have no makeup on them because I think I'm having an allergic reaction to the makeup. So I'm wearing the glasses to distract from the fact that my eyes are tiny and beady.
Oh,
but the headphones are pushing
maybe
them.
I should try that.
Maybe you should. You want to try them? Here, put them on. Let's see if they look good on you.
Could this remove
Jay-Bird, what do you
beady-eye
think?
Kev? Oh, no.
Are those fake?
No.
No, those are legit. Let me.
They're legit, but they're light. I do not
really
have a
can't.
heavy prescription.
Yeah.
I need them for seeing far away.
So I don't think. I think you'll look good in glasses, but I don't think those are the right. I don't like the sides of them.
You look like Bobby Bones.
I mean, you definitely look good in glasses, though.
He used to be hot to me.
I take that as a compliment. Yeah.
And then he put on the glasses.
You don't like Bobby
he's not
with the
hot
glasses?
anymore. I don't like him with the glasses. I think you look better in the glasses than he does.
Okay, take that, Bobby. Whoa.
It's weird. I know they're tight too.
Yeah.
I really just use these for driving at night.
Oof. Whoa.
And now you got a buzz.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Well, people like it. Maybe I need to look into glasses.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you look good in them.
And people go, you're trying to be Bobby Bones.
No, he's not. They're my glasses. You did look like him just now.
Okay. Thank you. I think he's a very, very handsome man. I'll take that. Let me see. Denise sent an email about that alien video that was going on the other day, or at least it was the UFO. It was the fighter pilots, Navy fighter pilots that had found a fast-moving object on their screens that they said, hey, there's nothing technologically advanced that we know of that can do what this thing was doing on our screens, and the screens pick up trajectory and volume, speed, all that kind of stuff, and they say, look, we know exactly what this thing was doing, and there ain't anything that's made anywhere. We know what the other guys have as well. And just kind of their reactions. Like, I would think if I saw something like that was moving that fast and I knew it was in a better aircraft than I was, I'd be like, I'd probably be crapping my pants. But,
I know, they were laughing.
Yeah.
I would be scared.
And Denise said they weren't laughing because they didn't know what it was. The mission was to try and capture it with this high technology camera. And once you can get the fast moving object, it locks it in. And so they were trying to lock whatever this was. When they finally locked it in, they were cheering like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that you pinpointed it, because now the camera will follow it no matter how fast it's going. So when they finally snagged it, they were like, yeah, awesome. And they were like, wait a minute, what the hell is this thing? So
cool insight. I love it.
yes. This explains it a little bit.
And I think, too, I just think dudes that are flying in the military or women that are flying in the military, I think you're at a different level. I think you're ready to see shit. And I think if you do, I think you keep it together.
Yeah, they handle it a lot better than I would.
Totally.
Yeah. So interesting stuff, though. All right, y'all. Thank you very much for locking in today. Appreciate it. Got anything you ever want to throw at us? mail@kvjshow.com. mail@kvjshow.com. Go check out Bud's Chicken and Seafood. Great chicken, great seafood. They got all kinds of good stuff, including the Bud Bird sauce.
Yes, go in there today and eat everything.
Yes, that's the way to do it. So lots of good stuff there on the menu. You guys have a fantastic day. Got a couple more days in the week, and then St. Patty's Day, yo!
Yeah.
All right, baby. And make sure you check out Virginia tomorrow night. She is going to be at PJ National Resort and Spa in the I-Bar starting at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, wear your cutest little green outfit or dress or whatever accessories you have to look cute. And the winner of the best dressed in green is going to pick up a whole spa package. Awesome spa.
Cool stuff. All right, so have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.